Hey Flosstubers, it's Katie the Stash Queen coming to you on this Sunday, October the 25th for my weekly update. I hope everyone has had a wonderful stitchy week so far, and if you're in Texas that you're staying relatively dry. It's been raining a lot here this week. Sorry, my hair is being crazy today. We had a storm front come through, and then we've got remnants of Hurricane Patricia that are starting to push through, and it's been raining a lot, and flash flood watches and warnings and thunderstorm. It's just been very, very rainy here. We've needed the rain, don't get me wrong. We haven't really had a ton of rain since we had pretty much our massive sets of storms this past spring. So it's good, but it's also crazy. It also kind of puts me in a little bit of a funky mood. Just it being gray and wet and icky and bleh. Kind of makes it hard to be motivated to do the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. I did a lot of stitching, kind of didn't do a lot of other stuff I should have been doing. That's okay, it happens. You'll see behind me, the top of the floss storage is getting more stuff on top of it as I work through this room. I've done a good fair amount of cleaning in this room this week. Still got a bit to go, but it's getting there. And you all have seen or if you haven't seen, go to my channel and I have up the videos of the detail review of this floss storage where the lighting is horrible and the kids interrupt, but that's okay. I got new lighting in this room, or at least new light bulbs so I can see. Yay! Excuse me. And then I did my digital pattern stash. There's two of them up, one that has music and one that doesn't, because some people were having issues with the music. I don't know if it was because they were in Canada, because some Canadians could watch it and some couldn't. I don't know if it's because people were watching it. I don't know why. But if you can't watch the one with music, go ahead and watch the one without the music. It's the exact same video. It just doesn't have the music in it. It's like 8.5 minutes long, and I didn't want 8.5 minutes of just silence because that's kind of creepy, which is why I added the music. But if you want to see the pattern stash and the music one isn't working for you, go ahead and take a look over there. Lots to talk about today. It's my weekly update. Of course, I have lots to talk about. Before I continue, my glasses, I can't really see out of them at the moment. See, here's me without glasses. Can't really see myself very clearly on the monitor. Oh well, should have done this before the video. Oh, look, I can see now. Amazing how that works. I've got lots and lots of stuff to talk about, so let's go ahead and get started. First off, I have hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody, so much. When I looked this morning, I was at 1,024. That just, it is amazing, and it boggles my mind, and it humbles me, and God, my hair is just not doing what it needs to do today. It's just wonderful. You all are amazing. I really, really appreciate it. I do have information about the giveaway, but it's going to be at the end of the video, so sorry, gotta watch the whole video to get the information about the giveaway. Oh well. But we'll get back to that. I've got all the other stuff I got to go through first. I also have some Q&A this week based on the questions in my last few videos, so I wanted to go ahead and answer those questions too. First question comes from Katie Stitch 60. Hi, Katie Stitch 60. I like your name, Katie. Yay! Even though I spell mine with a Y, but that's okay. She asked about, on the digital video, about my Catholic Saints pattern, if Saint Cecilia is on there. And yes, I looked at it this morning. She is on there. So if that's your daughter's confirmation name, which I think is a great name, go ahead and feel free to get it to go ahead and stitch that up for her. I will say that pattern comes with each of the saints as an individual pattern. So you can do and she originally did it to help teach younger children how to stitch, so it was easier to do it as one. And she kind of gives information about doing it like on much larger count fabrics with much more threads in each stitch. But if you want to do just the one, it's very easy to go through and do just the one. I plan, when I eventually do it, to try to do all of the saints on one piece of fabric. I just got to kind of work out how that's going to work. But so yes, Saint Cecilia is on there. I had several questions both on my videos and in on Facebook and so on and so forth about why I didn't show any Heaven and Earth Designs patterns on my digital stash. And that is because until this week, I didn't have any digitally saved patterns for my Heaven and Earth Designs. A lot of them I have had for many years, and between changes of computers and such, I've lost the digital files, and I have them all hard copy printed out already. So, and I've shown those off in another stash video before. So I didn't have any patterns to show digitally. It wasn't that I was avoiding hate or I was, no, I just didn't have any to show. But this week, Michelle from the Stitch Mania group was so sweet. And she gave me this wonderful rack, random act of kindness from Heaven and Earth Designs. It's the Tree of Life pattern from Lisa Parker. It was on my wish list. It's gorgeous. I love it. I'm so excited to have it. Thank you so much, Michelle. That was just so sweet of you to do. I will include a link to the pattern below so you can see which chart it is, because I'm not going back and editing these videos after doing all of the editing for that digital stash video. I'm not editing my regular videos. But I'll put a link below in regards to show what the pattern was. And again, Michelle, you're a doll. I love it. Thank you so much. Though speaking of the digital videos, of course, I'm going to keep accumulating digital stash. I've got plans for digital stash for a couple of patterns for next year that I haven't acquired yet. There's going to be more that are going to be purchased. So I figure every few months or so, when I have more than one or two to add, I'll just take the video that I did and then I'll add to it so you guys can see the new additions. And people who may join the video later can see everything. So that'll be as I feel I have enough to go ahead and update that video. Auntie Jen Stitches asked, how do I keep track of the fabrics I use for each whip and the needle minders that I use? The fabrics is easy. I use the X-Stitch app that Carolyn Mazzio has talked about before. I found it before I saw Carolyn's video about it, but I agree with everything Carolyn has said about it. It is on Android now as well, I believe. It is an app you have to pay for, but it's only a couple of bucks. It's not a huge amount. But in it, and I can't show you because I record my videos on my phone and the app is on my phone, but it has a journal feature where you can put a picture of what the pattern is, what the pattern name is, who the designer is, when you start it, you know, when you finish it, and it has places for you to type in the linen or any other notes that you use. So on every pattern that I have that isn't a kit, kits I don't worry about, but every pattern that isn't a kit, I have put in on the linen section what fabric I'm using. So when I prepare for these videos each week, I go through that app, and I also need that app so I remember, or so I can know which whips are supposed to be coming for the upcoming week. I go through and I write down, oh, this one is this fabric and this one is this fabric, so I can let you all know as well. For needle minders, I don't shop from a ton of different places for needle minders. My main ones are the Nifty Needle Nannies, the new one that I talked about a couple of videos ago. That's going to be slowly replacing my normal ones from Gina's because she has some fantastic minders and they're better prices for the pocketbook. But I still also use Gina's from time to time. I've got Minding My Minders. And then the other two that I have bought from semi-frequently, but not a huge amount, Pinoy Stitches, and those are all the books. Those are easy to remember, they're all the little book ones. And then Delicious Threads. So I don't buy from a ton of different places. And I know the styles of each one, like, I just know which ones they are. So I just know. And then she also asked, what are my plans for the other storage units in here? Well, if you can see behind me, you can see like up here in this corner, and there's more past it off screen. I've got stuff that's going to go in here that isn't necessarily Stitchy related. I've got a ton of books on my bookshelf. I have stuff that's just my stuff that doesn't go with the aesthetics anywhere in the house, but they're things I like, things I collect, things that are special to me, that are going to go on some of the shelving units. I have right now my magazines and books are in a pile on one of the shelves on the bookshelf. So those are going to be organized. My fabric is going to be organized so I can actually have an area that's the part that's all 28 count, part that's all 32 count, and then everything else, the Adas and the higher count fabrics. So I can go through, if I'm needing to find a 28 count fabric, I don't have to go through my huge tub of fabrics that I have right now to figure out which one is 28 versus not. I'm gonna, all of my other patterns that are organized or that are right now in a drawer, I'm gonna try to organize by either design. I don't know if I'm gonna do it by designer or by theme or whatever inspires me at the time to do it. So I've got a lot of stuff to organize still in here to make this room what I want it to be. I plan on getting a little table in here that I can put my sewing machine on so I can actually do some fully finished objects. But it's also going to be where I can wrap Christmas presents up here, because the kids aren't allowed in this room unless I tell them they're allowed in this room. So I can hide Christmas presents up here and wrap them and have that all kind of safe. So there's lots of plans of stuff that's going to go in this room. And how I'm going to organize it. Jessie Marie asked, which of my 91 upcoming starts for next year am I most excited about? Hi, Jessie Marie. That one was an easy question. And it's the one that I'm actually going to start on January 1st. And you all have heard me talking about it for a while now. It's the Tuscany Town Mandala from Chatelaine. This is the one I am most excited about. So that, very easy question. I'm excited about every pattern that I'm going to be starting next year. I've got some fantastic starts. I am working on figuring out fabrics and organizing it and all that. It's a slow process when you're doing it for 91. But the video of my crazy January and February starts and my future rotation plans and all that is coming. It's just not ready yet, and I'm still working on them. So, but yeah, the Tuscany Town Mandala, that's going to be my January 1 start, for a whole bunch of reasons. It's going to be one of the ones that I use for the Chatelaine Shenanigans Stitch Along and Stitch Mania. It'll count for my 91 new starts. You know, I'm very excited about that one. Tuscany and Italy have a very special place for me. And then Carrie Liney, I think is that what it is, Carrie, asked what I used the variegated threads for. And I'm assuming she's talking about my Mo's and my Jottery and my Dragonfly letters. Hi, Carrie. I use them a lot to substitute out in patterns where I feel like I can substitute them out. I have a ton of patterns in my rotation currently, and several of them that are going to be for next year where I'm substituting out the called for DMC and using Mo's or Jottery or, sorry, my hair's just not cooperating today. That's why it's in a messy, icky bun. Jottery and some that are using Mo's and that I'm going to be subbing out. I have a couple of today that I'm going to show you that I've substituted out called for DMC. It makes a pattern unique. It's fun. The way I do it is I sit down with the pattern and the called for DMC. I have one of the DMC cards. Is it really available at hand? No. One of the DMC cards that has all of the colors of the DMC on it, so I can see what that looks like. And I go through and pull out threads that are in the same color family. So if it's calling for a red in a DMC in one of the red shades, I'm not going to pull out a purple shade in the hand-dyed flosses. I'll find one that's red, and there may be other colors in it besides the red because I like the variegated effect. But I try to keep it at least in the same primary color family for what I'm using it for, because there's a reason that the designer chose that color, and I don't want to veer too crazily off in whatever random direction. So it's just something that I do. Some patterns easily lend themselves to it. Almost all of my Frosted Pumpkin I've substituted out for most sale threads. The Box of Delights that I'm working on, I'm going to fill in all of the lights with Jottery because it lends itself very easily to that. But then there are other patterns like the Chatelaines. No, I am not going to substitute out other flosses for what they have called for. I'm going to use what the called for threads are. It's just really, when you look at a pattern, it's kind of a personal decision. If you think a pattern lends itself to being individualized by finding unique colors in the variegated flosses, great. If you don't, then don't. But the other thing to remember is cross-stitching is a wonderful art. I love all of the designers and all of the work that they do to put into the designs. But ultimately, the pieces that you're creating for you or for someone that you love, usually. And sorry, my foot's falling asleep. And if you're doing that, there's not a wrong way. You're not going to get in trouble by the cross-stitching gods if you decide to take a pattern and change out colors for a variegated floss that you might like. You're not going to get in trouble if you decide to, you know, change a smile to a frown, as a lot of people did on the Storytime sampler for Lady of Shalott. You're not going to get in trouble if you decide to, you know, add an element in or leave an element out. It's what you want to do, and if you think it looks good and you like it and you want to do it, go for it. That's all I have to say. Sorry, my feet are really falling asleep today. Not good. So, hopefully that answers everyone's questions. I really enjoy answering the questions each week. So if you have any others that you would like to ask this week, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them next week in my next video. So next we have Stashquisitions. Yay! Oh, I keep hitting this. Sorry. Got a couple of things that came in this week. First, I have one of my orders from Nifty Needle Nannies came in this week, and I love the needle minders. I have another order from her coming, several needle minder orders coming because, okay, here, let me see if I can do this. I have 91 patterns next year, and almost every one of them need to have a needle minder. The ones I don't usually use needle minders for are like the Mill Hill ornament kits, but because that's just not easy to do. But I need a lot of needle minders next year because each pattern needs its own needle minder. So this is one of the things. Oh, let me see if I can show it. Is it going to let me show? Oh, yay, mostly. Scooch back. This is my needle minder collection that will eventually hang up over the floss storage drawer, more than likely. Of my needle minders that aren't currently in use, or haven't already been assigned to a pattern for next year, or the kids haven't already claimed. There's a couple that I've lost to the children. There's a lot. There's not 91. I need some more needle minders. I know, I have a problem. I'm aware. It's okay. But see, I've got like little plant ones up here, Disney, the bad guys, got some Doctor Who, got Star Wars, got crowns and princesses and superheroes and Harry Potter and kids stuff and general stuff. Yeah. I like my needle minders. And this is actually the Spontan metallic hanging unit from IKEA. That just, yay, got a needle minder. Attaches really, really well. Got some extra magnets up here too, if I need them. But I got 2 of these that are going to hang up. And I think I'm going to put them up over this unit, more than likely. Sorry, hit that guy down. But anyway, random tangent. The needle minders I got from Nifty Needle Nannies. Julie has done another wonderful job on these needle minders. I love them. They are awesome. Here are my penguins. Got the Santa penguin and the penguin with the snowball and the sparkly purple penguin. I love penguins. It's got a special meaning with me and my husband. So I collect penguins. So yes, got some penguins. I put them up over there. And then here is my Santa and Mrs. Claus and Rudolph. Sparkly. Woo! So pretty. And then this one is Ursula and Olaf and Merida. Yay. So I have more needle minders coming because I did kind of go on a needle minder kick from several places. Oops. It just happened. Then I got some DMC in to finish off the kitting up for my chatelaines. These are the DMCs I didn't have in my collection. I know, I had DMCs not in my collection. I have a ton of DMC. Actually, you see these boxes right here. Last night or yesterday, I spent most of the day going through my DMC boxes, which I had like 7 of them that were sitting next to my stitchy spot with a box of like skeins like this that I hadn't bobbinated yet with there as well. And I went through and I pulled out all of the duplicates except for like, I have like 5 skeins of 310 and white and B5200. Pulled out all the duplicates. It ended up being 3 boxes worth of duplicates that were in my stash. And I also went through my vintage DMC down here and pulled out whatever colors I had in here that I didn't already have in my DMC stash. So I condensed it from like 7 boxes down to 4 that are now next to my needle, or next to my stitchy spot, which is much nicer. And I know now that everything that is in those boxes is what I have. I have a ton more vintage DMC, but it's colors that I already had in my collection that I can use to replace when I use a floss, but I don't have anything else new in there that I don't have in my DMC boxes. So that'll make it easier when I am ordering, because I can't tell you how many duplicates I had. I can actually look and see if it is not in that box. I don't have it. I need to order it. Instead of going through, as I did yesterday, and realized, hey, I ordered this color 5 times because I didn't realize I already had it. Or, hey, this is from when I did this, when I was kitting up this pattern a long time ago, and yes, it calls for 3 skeins, but then I did it like 6 skeins of it. It's all up here, so when I do it, I can come up here to my own little LNS in my house to do it. So got those. And I also got the missing flosses that I needed for Flowering Crown. No, not Flowering Crown. Queen of the Needle by Just Nan. So these are all the extra Swarta Alder silks. This is 34.22. This is 18.45. This is black. And then this is 17.14. So I now have all of the silks that I need for finishing up, or for working on Queen of the Needle. And then I was also missing some Petite Treasure braid from from Crowns of the Kingdom from Rosewood Manor. So this is PB05, which is the black. 2 of PB01, which is the gold. And then 3 of PB58, which is the silver. So I now have everything I need for Crowns of the Kingdom too. Yay! That's it this week, besides then the rack that Michelle gave me. So, actually no, I lied. There's one more thing, but it's a digital pattern as well. I am so behind on Flosstube. It's ridiculous. The videos that I'm watching are talking about being mid-September. We're almost at the end of October. And I try to subscribe to everyone who subscribes to me, so that when people who may not have videos now start making videos, I will already be on their subscription list and I can see it. I have like 350 videos in my watch later list. It's slow process of getting caught. It's a wonderful problem to have. I'm not complaining, but I'm behind. All that to say that I was watching one of Adele's videos yesterday. Hi, Adele! Adele's awesome. Watch her videos if you don't. She's a sweetheart. And she showed this pattern that she had bought digitally from a shop on Etsy that is a riff on the keep calm and carry on theme, but it's screw calm and go running or something along those lines. I forget the exact wording. Well, my husband is a runner, as I've talked about before. He does marathons, he did the Ironman, he's done ultras, he's a runner. And he is the hardest person in the world to shop for. His hobbies are running and biking. He doesn't enjoy reading too much. He likes sports, but there's only so much sports paraphernalia you can get someone. He is the hardest person in the world to shop for any holidays. His birthday's in November, then Christmas is in December. And I went ahead and bought this pattern, and I'm going to stitch it up for him So I may actually start that this week. We'll see. But it's a digital pattern, so I don't have it here. But Adele printed it off, so you can go watch her video from several weeks ago to see the pattern. But I'll show it off once I start working on it. So, but that's it for Stash Acquisitions. 25 minutes into this video. Huh. Okay, so let's move on to my week in review. I don't know what it was about this week. I must have miscounted or something because I ended up having technically 2 holdovers. But there's only one day that I didn't stitch on my daily rotation. I think I just miscounted. And that's entirely possible. And oh my gosh, my hair. Ah! Sorry, people. But I did stitch every day. It's just I didn't necessarily get to my daily rotation pieces every day. You all know how that goes sometimes. But let me go ahead and show you guys what I did do this week. First off was Robin Hood by Little House Needleworks. And I finished off the top part of the leaves on the tree. And I don't know if you can see it too clearly, but I started on the leaves over here. It wasn't a ton of progress. I didn't get a lot of time to work on this the day that I had it. But a little bit of progress. And this is on 32 Lugana in sand from Picture This Plus. With a Captain America needle minder from Delicious Threads. Then next I worked on Rose Fairy from Joan Elliott. And what I primarily worked on, the only thing I worked on, was starting her 1/1 skin that's in this part. So it doesn't necessarily look like a ton in volume, but it's a lot because each of those is 4 stitches instead of 1. But I love the effect. It's what I do. And this is being done on 28 Jobelin in Fairy Dance from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. Wow, when I have lighting in here, it's amazing how things actually look like they're supposed to look. And then it's the needle minder from Pinoy Stitches, the Spring Fairy book. Then I worked on Santa by Jim Shore from Mill Hill. I didn't do a ton on this one because it doesn't fit in my 10-inch hoop. And I misplaced in the organization. Isn't that funny when you're organizing stuff, how you put things in the wrong places and you don't know where they are? I couldn't find my smaller hoop, so I had to do it in hand, and it really wasn't, I wasn't big on doing it in hand. But I filled in this part of his sleeve over here. So not a ton of progress on him, but a little bit. Every stitch you'd put in is one less stitch you have to put in later. Little penguin needle minder from Gina. This one's going to come up again in December for the Stitch Mania stitch-alongs. So I'll get some more progress on it then. And I'll find my hoop by then. Don't think it'll come up otherwise in the daily rotation before then, though. Then, speaking of Christmas patterns, I worked on my Skater's Village tree skirt from Dimensions Gold collection. And what I worked on was this little guy down here, the sled, the boy in the sled. I finished up the stitching, the crosses for him, and I started working on some of the back stitching for that one. So, didn't add a lot volume-wise, but worked on another little motif. And that's a minder from Gina. So, this one will also come up again in December. Ow, that hurt. Then I worked on Sleeping Beauty by Joan Elliott. Got a good amount of progress on this one. I have found that I am in a work on one color at a time phase lately. I'm doing it on almost all of my projects. So I worked on the green in her skirt. So it doesn't really look like a lot of shape right now, but it's a lot of green. And it's this Pinup Sleeping Beauty from Gina's Unique Needle Minders. And this is being done on 28 Jobelin in Brigitte from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. So yeah. It's a decent amount of progress. I've Don't know why I'm in that phase where I'm just working on one color. Maybe it's because of Raven Queen. Maybe I can blame working on all of the black and Raven Queen on that. And then yesterday, speaking of working on one color at a time, was Saturday, so it was my Exploding TARDIS weekly stitch along from Sprite Stitch. And I finished 3 more colors on it this week, which were, let me see what my 372, 3052, and 370 were the 3 colors I finished this week. So we're up to 13 colors finished on this page 1. And I am doing this on 18 count Aida 2/1 full cross. And it's a 11th Doctor minder from Minding My Minders. So yeah, I'm really liking how this is looking. I really do enjoy this pattern a lot. There are very few patterns I don't enjoy. You all know that. See? So much to love bag. Keep that there. And so those were my standard whips for the week. I also worked, of course, on Raven Queen every day for an hour. I finished the black. I don't think I finished the black last video, but I finished the black and I've started down here on the turquoise in her skirt. I love my Regina. She's just so beautiful. She is on 28 Joblin in Andromeda from Under the Sea Fabrics. I can't believe I only have 7 more days to work on her. I'm going to miss her when she's gone. And then my 2 Maleficent minders from Gina. But yeah, I'm working on finishing up this color in the skirt and then figuring out what color I'm going to work on next. But I love it. I just love it. So those were my whips for the week. And my 1 stitch along. This week, like I said, I technically had 2 holdovers. Should have only had 1. I think I miscounted. It happens. The first pattern I'm going to show, this is my daily rotation pattern for today, is Garrett's piece for that I'm working on. A lot of people have guessed what the theme of it is. I did not include the pattern in my digital pattern stash. I also didn't include any patterns in my digital pattern stash that were just patterns only. So there are a few patterns that I have that I still didn't show. Like several of my Carolyn Manning Designs ones are just the pattern, and I didn't want to show just the pattern. Because that would mean you could copy it and steal it, and that's not good. But a lot of people have figured out what the theme is for this. I'm not saying it yet, in case you haven't figured it out. But here is where Garrett's piece is at this point. It is on 32 Lugana in sand from Picture This Plus. This is the block I'm working on, and since this is my daily rotation piece this week, it is my hope that I can finish this entire square today. This fabric, or this thread down here, is 1 thread, or it's the Hard Rock Mulberry Silk from Dragonfly Lotus Designs. I am loving the effect of this. And in case you can't tell, I am doing this in a circular, or I guess a triangle almost, rotation with this instead of doing line by line to give the effect that it's having on this part of the fabric, or this part of the piece. But I'm going to try to finish this block today. And yes, mirror, mirror in my hand. And it's a Pinup Snow White needle minder from Gina. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, but I'm really enjoying working on this. This is a lot of fun. I work on this 30 minutes a day. Some days I'll work on them more. And today I will. Because after I do my hour on Raven Queen, this will be the piece I work on the rest of the day. And I'm enjoying using the Dragonfly Lotus. This is my first piece that I'm using Dragonfly Lotus on, and it's because, one of the main reasons is because Coffee Stitcher loves Dragonfly Lotus so much that it seems appropriate to incorporate Dragonfly Lotus into his pattern. And yes, the pattern name is written on this bag, so if you saw it while I had it turned around the other way, good for you. So that's today's piece. Then the next one I have is also a technical holdover, but I don't think I ever would have gotten to it anyway. It's the Spirit of Cross Stitch Angel from Brooks Books. And I'm working on the wings for her right now. Let's not do it that way. Use the pattern that way. But if you can read the pattern through the perforated paper, more power to you. So I've done the little dog, so I'm working on the wings. So that'll be the part that gets worked on next. Then my next piece that I have is St. Peter's by Heritage Crafts. It's a really pretty piece. I'm doing this one on just a 28 count white even weave. And here is where I am starting from this week. Not a ton of colors in this. It's a very muted pattern or selection of colors, but that's okay. I think it's beautiful. And I've got a Coliseum needle minder from Minding My Minders. So, yeah, that's where I'm starting. We'll see how far we get on that one this week. And then the next one is Stardust Fairy by Joan Elliott. This is a digital pattern that I did include in my digital pattern video. And here I'm doing this one on 32 Jobelin in Bewitched from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And here's where we're starting from. I think last time I worked a lot on her 1/1 skin, so I believe I'm going to be probably starting there this time too. Depends on what the pattern looks like. And this is a fairy cameo from Gina's Unique Needle Minders. So I'm excited about that one. Then the next piece that I have is my Stitchers ABCs from Design Works. It's a kit. I don't know why I struggle working on this one so much. I love the pattern, but I have a hard time working on it. I don't know why. Here's where we are starting from this week. And I've got a hook needle minder from Minding My Minders. So we'll see how far we get this week. Every time I work on this, for whatever reason, I'm not motivated to be. This is already on the list for Wine and Whips for next year. This is the first pattern. You know, we set up all of those stitch alongs for Stitch Mania for next year. This was the very first one I already knew because I struggle with it. It's the air coming out of the bag. Sorry. And then my next one is the Sugar is Sweet sampler from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is on 28 Jobelin and Highland Heather from Steph. And this one, Carrie, is one of the ones I'm substituting out for Mo Sale flosses. And this is all I've done on it at this point. Let's see if I do this way. So just worked on the alphabet. Finish up the alphabet hopefully this week. And then start working on some of the other stuff around it. This is also a digital pattern. And it's a hairy needle minder from Delicious Threads. But I'm going to work on this. I have the next color. This is being done. I have it in here. The alphabet is being done in Gelato from Mo's Sale. This is one of the first dyes of it. And then I have picked out for the next little motif, Cotton Candy. So we'll see where that goes. But this is one that lends itself to substituting out colors and playing with it and making your own. This pattern is not designed for purple fabric, but I think it's going to look awesome. I'm really excited about it. And then that leads us to Saturday, which is Exploding TARDIS. But Saturday is also the 31st, Halloween. Which means that in the evening, the next batch or the next frame for the Storytime sampler from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery will come out. So this one is being done on 28 Jobelin in Melody from Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, using flosses and silks from Mo's Sale. Another one that lends itself really easily to substitutions. So we'll be working on November's frame. I cannot believe we only have 2 frames left. I'm excited to see what their pattern for next year is going to be, because yes, that is going to be, that one and Clouds Factory are going to be 2 of my other starts for January for next year. But that was already given even before I signed up for the crazy stuff. So I should have that frame, because I finished the frame in a day. I'll have that frame finished for you at my next video on Sunday. But obviously Sunday will then be the 1st. So I won't have the Zodiac one done yet then, because it'll only have come out that day. But we'll get to that next week. So if you've watched for all 40 minutes, I guess I can tell you about the giveaway. First off, let me say that, again, 1,024 subscribers is amazing to me. When Coffee Stitcher was encouraging me to make these videos, I expected, you know, a handful of people, maybe some of the people from Stitch Mania. I never expected what has come from being on Flosstube. It's been humbling. It's been amazing. I love doing these. It's part of the highlights of my week. It's wonderful. And I thank each and every one of you who watch me, whether you watch me on a regular basis or you just watch every so often. I appreciate every single comment, every single like. I have gotten so horribly off about answering comments, but yes, I do read each and every one. Every time I get a notification of a comment, it makes me smile. So thank you. Thank you for being here on this journey. Thank you for everything that you guys have done and given to me as far as just loving this experience. So with that in mind, I am having my giveaway. There are going to be 2 different giveaways. The first are some duplicates I have in my stash that I'm going to pass on to someone else who I think would be happy to have them. So let me show you guys what's going to be included in prize number 1 for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I got several patterns done here from Brooks Books that I already had in my stash that came in when I ordered a group of patterns, and because it was cheaper to order the group of patterns and get these duplicates than to order the patterns that I didn't have separately. So, you know, you go with the cheaper option. First one we have is the Spirit of the Christmas Star from Brooks Books. Isn't she beautiful? She's lovely. Then we have Spirit of Evergreen from Brooks Books. This I think is going to be my next Brooks Books start after I finish my Cross Stitch Angel. She's just gorgeous. I love her. Then we have the Spirit of Snow Angel, or Elsa, as my daughter calls her. The 2007 Spirit of Christmas Angel, just so pretty. And then the Spirit of Cross Stitch Angel Ornament that I'm working on this week. I am also going to be including the World of Cross Stitch issue number 205, because I have 2 of these and I don't need 2 of these. So to let you guys know what's in here, let me show you guys. This is from, it says issue number 205. It doesn't say when this is from. I forget. But there's some really cute designs in here. Let me show, without showing patterns. You've got Watching the Regatta. You've got this cute Strawberry Delight that they have put on the bag. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. You got some Joan Elliott Welcome Home Baby card ideas. Love Joan's stuff. I was going to show you guys all of the main patterns in here so that you can know if you were interested in getting this magazine. I love this one. Animal Magic. It's an ABC's all in animal prints. I have plans for this one. I don't think I put it as one of my 91 starts. I can't remember. It's 91 starts. but I do plan on doing that one. Then it's got some back to school. I'm not going to show you all of them because they're all just the patterns, but these are the ones they had finished. 41 smart idea little motifs for back to school. Actually, I guess they do have them. Let's see, you got some of those, and then we got over here some more of here. Great idea for teacher gifts. Ah! Didn't mean to kick you guys. Good teacher gifts. Here's more pattern. This one's really pretty. It's a floral bouquet of roses. It's really, really pretty. They have an article about a mirror retreat. This is Gypsy Caravan. Isn't that pretty? That's adorable. Bright colors. Then we have these bird ornaments. Different patterns for the bird ornaments. So we got the monthly sweet treat, cupcake of the month. Then we have Underwater Fantasy. It's a pretty mermaid. It's a really cute mermaid, actually. I like that one. Then we have Juicy Strawberries, A Taste of Summer. That makes me want biscuits and strawberry jelly. I just might have to do that at some point this week. And that's it for the patterns. So prize number 1 are these Brooks Books patterns and the World of Cross Stitching issue number 205 for one lucky winner. The other gift, or the other prize, is going to be a $20 gift certificate to the Stitchy Crafty location online shop of your choice. So if you like Heaven and Earth Designs, I can give you a $20 gift certificate to Heaven and Earth Designs. If you like 123 Stitch, can be 123 Stitch. If you want to do it for a needle minder shop that offers gift certificates, then I can do it for needle minders. If you want to do it for a floss or a fabric, the choice is up to you. So that's the second prize, a $20 gift certificate to the Stitchy related place of your choice online. So here are the rules. 1, you must be a subscriber. 2, the rule that I've heard a few other people say, if you're under 18, you have to have your parents' permission in order for me to send either prize to you. I don't mind if you win it if you're under 18, but if you are, you have to have parental permission. You can enter both. You just leave a comment below indicating which one or both that you want to enter in. But if you enter in for the giveaway, and it's worldwide, it can be for anybody, both the mailing one, both the pattern ones and the magazines, or the gift card. But if you enter the gift card, there are a couple of things that you need to know. 1, it is $20 US. So if you are international, that can be in your favor or it can be in your detriment, but it's going to be $20 US. So keep that in mind if you're international and you're looking to sign up for that. Feel free to sign up. Don't make that be a detriment, but it's $20 US. And if you sign up for the gift card, part of what you need to leave in your comments below is what place you would like to have the gift card or gift certificate from. So if you want it from 123 Stitch and you want to sign up for it, indicate, I'd love to sign up for the gift certificate. I would love to have it from 123 Stitch or wherever it may possibly be. You don't have to leave a link to the shop. If I can't find it, I will contact you if you win it. We'll get that all worked out. And the giveaway is going to stay open until November 14th. That's 3 weeks, because I know I am so far behind on Flosstube that I want to give a sufficient amount of time for people to be able to watch and enter into the giveaway. So on November 14th, I will do, as part of my weekly update video, I'll do the random.org thing, and we will pull the winners. So again, I just want to give a little bit back to the community that has given so much, do a little bit of stash enhancement for everybody who has watched me and supported me on this journey. You guys are fantastic, and I love each and every one of you. So with that, that's pretty much all that I had today. My plans for this week, I am meeting up with Kate again this week. Can't wait. I also will be working more on this room. It's a slow going process, and I'll be working more on doing my, getting the projects kitted up for next year. And like I said, whenever I have them all kitted up, I will do a separate video to let you guys know and show you guys what I'm doing. Oh, one other thing. I did join this week, again, a delayed reaction on watching Adele's videos. There is a new Stitch Along group out there for the Magical Creatures calendar by Clouds Factory that is going to be starting up in January, because it was her annual piece last year, that a new piece came out each month, and so people who didn't know about it last year, or who haven't worked on it this year or finished it already, they're starting in January of next year to do the calendar for the whole year. I know I've already started it, but I went ahead and joined anyway. That's okay. They have some deals for ordering supplies and fabric. If you haven't already, the details are in the group. I will try to remember to leave a link to the group below. So if you are interested in doing the Magical Creatures calendar by Clouds Factory next year, go ahead and pop on over. It is not affiliated with Stitch Mania. It is not affiliated with any other major cross-stitch groups. It's just Adele's Stitch Along, and lots of people from lots of different corners are coming in to join in. So I just wanted to throw that out there for other people who might be interested. Other than that, yeah, it's mainly just getting organized and making sure I can do what I need to do and work on stitching in life. Pretty simple as that. So anyway, I hope everyone has a wonderful stitchy week. I will see you guys next time. Bye.